traitors be still. Live. I don't want to wait in vain for your love. I don't want to wait in vain for your love. I don't want to wait in.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to do day 5 for Invaders Part 3, and here's what we should have so far. We should have these things right here. Oh, here. Let's go back. We should have these things. Let's take a look and see what that looks like. Okay, so what it looks like is, well, anyway, let's look like it should look like this. When we compile it, we should get our actors added programmatically. Okay, so it should look something like this inside there. You should have, should look exactly like this. If it will let me drag it over, it's not gonna. Oh, there we go. Alright, so it should look like this. You should have a thing that says populate world, and it should look like this. If it doesn't look like this, and you just did the automatic thing, that's no good. I wanted you to write that code. Okay, that's the first thing you should have. The next thing you should have in your ship, you should have a method that looks like a lot like this. You should have the move right and the move left methods, and that's right here in your spaceship. Okay. Alright, what else should we have? We should have a cannon that uses those methods. So we so number one, we have int speed, okay, at the top. So we've declared this instance variable int speed. We have a constructor, and we have initialized it here. So we declare it here, we initialize it here, and then we use it here. So if we look down here at, where'd it go? So if we have the move right speed and the move left speed. Okay, so those are things that we have so far for a cannon. Alright, let's take a look at our invader. So for an invader, we have a couple of similar things. We have Boolean moving right. We have int speed. We have these things here. Okay, so we've declared these instance variables, and we also have a constructor here that initializes them. Alright, so we have this thing called move back and forth. So if you come down here to, let's move back and forth, if moving right, move right speed, otherwise move left speed. Okay, we should have the switch image deal where it's switching the image, so that should be helpful. So here's some things that we have. When we hit run, we can move this thing back and forth. Okay, and when the invader gets to the edge of the world, he switches around. Okay, whew, that's odd. We should have that. That's what we should have so far. Not the bullets yet. Okay, so let's go back to our PowerPoint slideshow and look and see what we have. Okay, so we should have that, and then these things. Okay, that's what we should have so far. Alright, so now here's what we're going to do this time. Here is our job. We're going to create a new class for the cannon bullet with a nice image made by your partner. It should move up and eat invaders. We should modify the fire method in the cannon so that the cannon bullet is spawned in the correct location, and we should add a gun reload timer that slows down your shooting. Okay, so basically what that should look like is I should be able to ignore the bullets from the invader, okay, but I should basically be able to go around and fire. And you can tell that I can't fire as fast as I want. So the first thing you do is you make a cannon bullet. Next week we'll make an invader bullet, or next time we'll make an invader bullet. For right now we're going to just make the cannon bullet. Okay, so its job is to move up. Okay, when you hit the space bar, it appears right here in the center of the cannon and moves up. And when it hits the invader, it eats the invader, and it disappears itself. The other piece is when it hits the top of the world, it disappears as well. Alright, so that's our job for the day. Ready, go. Ready, go, ready, go, and do that. Okay, so let's take a look at how that we have done that. Let's take a look at what we're going to do. So the first thing we do is we have our cannon bullet. Let's take a look at it. Okay, so it doesn't do very much, but so we have in the act method, we have move bullet and set location equals get x, get y -5, so we're moving it up. If we're at the edge of the world, we remove it, and otherwise We'll check for collision. This is important, otherwise we'll have an error. We need to do it in this selection structure. Let's take a look at check collision. If you can see the invader, eat the invader, and then remove the bullet as well. Okay, so that's the code for the bullet. Okay, now let's take a look at the code inside the cannon that uses the bullet. So if you look at this, it says fire. If green, key down space, fire. So let's go look at the fire method. The fire method says, hey, if the gun timer is greater than or equal to the gun reload time. So basically we have to create those instance variables. So we have the gun reload time and the gun time. Okay, we set them equal to 11 and 0 respectively, and then in the act method we have gun timer plus plus. We're adding to it. So as soon as the 0 gets up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, then we can actually fire. That slows us down. Okay, so if the gun timer equals the gun reload time, we reset the gun timer to 0. We play our sound, get world.addObject new cannon bullet, get X, get Y. So basically what it's doing is adding the cannon or the bullet at the exact same center point of the cannon. So we can modify this if you want to move it up a little bit, so it could be get Y -3 or something if you wanted. Okay, that's what we've got. Make it happen.